What's up, internet? I'm Castro, and today I want to take a little bit of time to talk about a problem that's been pretty annoying, a source of a lot of stress and frustration, apparently not only for me, but for a lot of other people, and that is the iPhone 6 touch disease. So if you haven't had to deal with it, first off, let me say congratulations, but if you've never heard about it, here's what I've been having to deal with. Now, this started last weekend when I noticed that my phone wasn't acting the way it normally does. The main issue with touch disease is that the touchscreen will be completely useless. Useless as in, like, I can't really touch anything, open anything, or use the screen whatsoever. And that's kind of an issue when your touchscreen smartphone relies on a touchscreen and the touchscreen stops working. Essentially, the touchscreen will just randomly stop responding to any touch input, and I'll also notice at the top of the screen there will be a flashing white bar, and occasionally the whole screen will flash white. It's like literally... I'm trying to show you something, but I can't right. This is pretty much what I've been having to deal with, like pretty much being unable to use the phone screen whatsoever. Like the physical buttons themselves work, so like I can actually unlock my phone using Touch ID, but like if I wanted to unlock my phone using my passcode for whatever reason, like I can't. It's just... When I noticed the problem, the first thing I tried doing was restarting my phone because usually that fixes most problems, but even then it was still having the exact same issue. So typically what I would end up having to do is just end up waiting a few minutes to start using my phone again, which is kind of a bigger problem than you'd think. Not being able to use the screen might not seem like such a big deal, but when you're missing out on important phone calls, important texts, not being able to use the camera for photos and videos when the moment comes around, it's a pretty big issue. Like when people try calling me on my phone, I pretty much can't do anything for a few minutes because I can't swipe or tap on the screen to answer it, so at that point I pretty much just have to wait to be able to call them back. At first I thought it was a software issue and I could just restore it from a backup to be able to get rid of whatever the bug was. So I restored it from the backup, but it was still having the exact same issue, so at that point I realized that it was a hardware issue and that I'd have to take it into the Genius Bar to get it checked out and see what the issue is there. So the next day I went into the Genius Bar to diagnose the problem, and I described what was going on with the touchscreen, and the guy at the Genius Bar asked, "Have you ever noticed any flickering white bars at the top?" And I was instantly like, yes, all the time. That's like the #1 thing I've noticed. When he said that, I realized that this is probably something he's seen before, and it could be a lot more common than I thought. He told me that the issue wasn't exactly with the touchscreen itself, but it's actually with the touchscreen controller, which is a part of the logic board in the phone. What that meant was the touchscreen controller was actually losing contact, so any touch input wasn't exactly being registered from the phone. He said that occasionally something he notices is that if you squeeze on the top right part of the phone, it usually will work and get contact again, but at the same time he was like, don't squeeze it too hard because you might accidentally bend the phone. One problem leading to another problem. The only option I had, since Apple didn't exactly do repairs on the logic board itself, was to pretty much just get an entirely new phone replacement, which would have cost over $300. And with the iPhone 7 coming out next month, which I was planning on getting, I was just kind of like, I can hold off on this for a month, I guess put up with it, and just try and work my way around it. So I was kind of frustrated, but I politely declined his offer. And again, I cannot emphasize the politely part because you should never ever like take out your frustration on someone who's trying to help you. Like it definitely wasn't his fault at all. Like I work at customer service and like he's literally trying to help me, so the last thing you want to do is be rude or anything. And then later that day, I actually went on Facebook and I know that one of the trending topics was iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. And when I clicked on it, I noticed that the thing that was trending was the exact same issue that I had. And that issue was called touch disease. Apparently just recently it became really widespread, and a lot of people have been having the exact same problem with their touchscreen, the little flickering white bar. The tech repair company iFixit was reporting that this has been a pretty big problem, and most of their repairs from the iPhone 6s and 6 Pluses are actually this touch disease issue. And on pretty much every article I clicked on, it described the exact same issue that I was told at the Apple store, in which the logic board and touch controller was just acting up. Now, of course, anyone who knows me know that I'm a huge Apple and iPhone fanboy. Like there's no company I love more than Apple. So this isn't me necessarily bashing on them. Like I've been a loyal Apple customer for a pretty good part of my life. Like I've been rocking this little MacBook Pro behind me for 5 years. The only smartphone I've been using is the iPhone, and I absolutely love them because usually they just work. And every now and then I'll run into the occasional iPhone problem, but it usually won't be such a big deal to the point where I can't use my phone at all, and I'm able to work my way around it to the point where it doesn't become too annoying. But this touch disease issue is a little bit of a bigger deal. Like not being able to use the screen essentially bricks your phone and you're pretty much just not able to use it. It's kind of interesting how this issue is just now popping up, considering that it's a hardware issue. Like, if it was a software issue and there was an update that was pushed out and we were just now hearing about it, that would make more sense. But this is a phone that's been out for almost 2 years, and apparently a lot of people have been having the exact same problem. The timing is also interesting, considering, like I said, the iPhone 7 is expected to be released next month. So, I mean, just saying... Like, I even went on to Apple support forum, then like, it's literally been plagued with nothing but complaints about touch disease on the 6 and 6 Plus. So as much as I do love Apple, I am disappointed by the fact that they haven't really addressed this issue at all. Like, the fact that a large portion of your users aren't able to use their phone because of the screen itself is kind of something that you might want to address. So I'm calling on Apple to hopefully do something about this, because I'm pretty sure most of us don't like having to deal with touch disease, and since this is almost a 2-year phone, chances are you'll probably end up going to the Genius Bar like me, seeing that your 1-year warranty is up, and have to face a $300 charge just to be able to get a replacement phone that somewhat works. So if you or anyone else you know has been plagued with the dreaded touch disease on your 6 or 6 Plus, leave me a comment below and tell me what your experience has been, because I'm pretty sure I'm not alone if it's trending on Facebook. It's just my little rant for today, because I use my iPhone a lot and it hasn't been working like it should. Hope this video wasn't too negative, because I try to keep my videos nice and positive and whatnot, so yay. I don't know what to say. So thank you again for watching. If you did like this video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and until then, I will see you guys on the internet.